Welcome to your daily focus for February the 17th, 2021. My name is Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you. Thank you truly for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. You guys truly rock. So thank you. So we start with the 17 today. The 17 is making the impossible possible. It's believing in ourselves and our dreams. Yesterday was that day to really grow the dreams. Today is believing in those dreams. Going to conquer, going after what we thought was impossible. And maybe we still think it's impossible, but we go forward in some way today. Or we should. We should use the energy to do that, because today is a day of aha moments and epiphanies. Yeah. Something out of the blue happens. You see something, you hear something, you smell something. It starts. It starts a process within your mind. And remember that everything starts with a thought. And so just because you've never heard of anybody thinking of that thought before doesn't mean it's ludicrous, doesn't mean it's off the wall, doesn't mean it won't work. It might not work for 99% of the people. It'll work for you, though. Because each and every one of us has a unique path to walk. 1 plus 7 is an 8. So 8 is energy, moving. We're not rushing into things. We're not pulling back. But it's a steady movement. It's a steady flow. It's consistent. So we could be looking at habits and behaviors. Maybe getting rid of some old habits and behaviors, but definitely inviting in new habits and behaviors that will move us forward. Maybe we will journal. Maybe we will take 15 minutes a day and look over our budget and where we are putting our money, where we are spending our money, where we are investing our money. It could be that we are looking to reignite a relationship. Put some sparkle back into a relationship. Romance and creativity. Oh my goodness, it flew. Hang on a second. I'm back. There's a long trip down there. The Seven of Pentacles flew out. Seven of Pentacles is where's your focus? Okay, so imagine I use the garden and the seed quite often. But with this card, we go and we plant the seed. We're in new moon energy, so this is all about planting the seed. Now, we can plant the seed, and then we can come back and say the germination and everything from seedling to harvest would be 3 months. We come back in 3 months, and we can't even find most of the plants. They're not looking too healthy. There's a little bit of growth, a little bit of abundance there, but not a lot, because we weren't consistent with it. It goes exactly with what I was saying. The consistency, the constant, the new habits, the new behaviors that we form. So we plant that seed. Now we have to create those new behaviors, those new habits, to remember to go out and water, to weed, to add fertilizer, to aerate the soil around it, to maybe fence it up in some way so it can grow strong, or maybe it's a vine so it has room to grow. Now we look back after 3 months of that new habit, that new behavior, and we have a bumper crop. We have the abundance. We have the success. We bring in the joy, the happiness, because we didn't take our eye off the prize. We kept moving consistently forward towards it. So what kind of habits can you bring into life today in your routines? Your day-to-day mundane routine? What can you add? Maybe it's journaling, maybe it's writing, maybe it's cleaning up an area, maybe it's investing some money into some products so that you can make more product, or sell that product, resell that product. Whatever you are doing, growing a relationship, growing your health, your well-being, growing your spirituality. So the Seven of Pentacles came out to say, yes, what do you really see that crop looking like at the end? Is it that bumper crop, or is it maybe that's a plant between all those weeds? I'm not sure. Let's take a closer look. If we do the numerology of the day, it's a 15. The 15 is awareness. The 15 is awareness for where we stumble, where we fall, where we allow our habits and behaviors to trip us up. It pulls us back to the beginning again. We seem to be on that hamster wheel. And we can, if we're looking for it today, we can definitely see in some area of our life where, if we stop that habit or stop that behavior, we could go forward in a new direction. Or more importantly, if we add in this behavior, if we add in this habit, we can go forward in a new direction. So, and 1 + 5 is 6. So, 6 is relationships. It's love, absolutely. So expect some kind of romance, or we'll be feeling romantic and compassionate and creative. But it also has to do with our health and well-being, our routines. So it could be very much about our routines and how we need to add something new, change something up. We're not content anymore with our routines, perhaps. Now we have the sun in Aquarius until the 18th, right? I had to look. I couldn't believe I didn't just have that at the top of my head yesterday. And the moon is in Taurus. The Saturn and Uranus square, I believe, today or tomorrow. I think it's today, though. And it's one of 3 times that they will square this year. Another time, I think, is June. Another time is December, so towards the end of the year. So, and isn't it funny, after a break of each eclipse? So we're into that kind of energy. So if you don't remember what the eclipses are all about, I do have the lunar and the solar up. So go back and take a look at those. Remember that energy is with us until our next solar eclipse season and lunar eclipse season, our eclipse season. Saturn and Uranus. If we've depended on things or people in our lives, today might be a real letdown for us. We find where we have to stand in our independence. We feel we need the rules, but we don't like any of the rules. We don't like the restrictions. We don't like the limitations. And something may happen, an unexpected twist will force us to do something different, or force us to do something different within our routines, within our habits, within our behaviors, within our lifestyles. So we kind of want to keep, kind of the conventional, and at the same time, we want to be innovative and bring those two energies together and bring in a perfect harmony, a perfect balance, which may be next to impossible to do under this energy. So let's go to the cards and see what they have to tell us. The 9 of Swords. Here we are. We're worrying. These are the little worries, the little concerns. Most of these thoughts that we have today, and I can kind of see us getting a little serious today with this card being the first one. And we're worrying. We're doubting. We're re-examining things. Maybe it's conversations. Maybe it's actions. Maybe it's from a far distant past. Maybe it happened yesterday or today. But a lot of these worries, a lot of these concerns when this card comes up are things that we could really move to the back burner and let themselves work out for themselves. It will happen the way it needs to happen, regardless of what you do or don't do in order to move it towards a conclusion. So I would have to say we need to go with the flow a little bit more and stop trying to overanalyze and nitpick the worries, the concerns, anxieties and fears, the stresses. The Four of Swords. So, what was it? Yesterday was all wands, I believe. Today we have all swords. So, it's about our thought. It's about taking up the challenge. It's about our perception. Now, this card tells us that there is a whole new world awaiting. This is the warrior coming off the battlefield and laying down. So the warrior comes off the battlefield, he takes off his armor, he hangs up his weapons, and lays down, or she does, or they do. And they contemplate their tomorrow. We've got the sun shining through. Hang on, let's get it without the glare as much as we can. We have the sun shining through. We know it's a new day dawning, and we have to have that mind body balance, mind body spirit balance a little bit more in tune if we expect to really go forward in the way we want with that strength. So it's about taking care of ourselves in some ways, not putting ourselves in harm's way, not taking the risks. Maybe looking a little closer at what we eat, what we drink, what form of exercise we have throughout the day, where we have interaction, where we have spiritual time, meditation time, time to contemplate, time to work hard, and bring this all into balance. I was watching, you see this all this time. This world-renowned doctor puts out a thing, and he's got a new pill for you to take, or a special diet, or a tea-like concoction, or a smoothie, because they've done this great research. They've gone into the rainforest and they found this tribe that nobody ever knew about, and they're all about, they all act like 30 or under, but they're all 90 and over, and talking about, their arteries aren't clogged, and there's no cancers, and there's no Alzheimer's, and, and so this doctor went to work, and I'm thinking, well, if they were in the middle of the rainforest, then they were eating from the earth. So chances are they weren't eating processed foods and things that have too much salt or refined sugars or a lot of fat, or, so yeah, if we would do that in today's technology, but we don't, right? So, they're kind of, there's two sides of there's two very long sides. And what's the balance that you need in your life when it comes to your diet, when it comes to your health, when it comes to your routines? And we have the Queen of Cups back again. And this is believe in yourself, love yourself. Look yourself in the mirror today, right in the eyeballs, and say, I love you. Say it again. Say it with your name. I love you, Tilly. I love you. I love you. I love you. And forgive yourself, okay? Whatever you did in the past, you did it to help yourself. We never make a decision to harm ourselves. It may work out that way. And in hindsight, we can look back and come up with all different kinds of solutions we never saw at the time. And that is a presentation of our wisdom that we take forward with us. So we learned from those things. And maybe contemplate the lesson somehow, but see how you're applying the lesson going forward. To know and not do is to simply not know. This is the Queen of Cups. This is loving yourself. This is believing in yourself. This is knowing that you are deserving. This is knowing that you are worthy. So we have an energy today that it's very, we have free will. We don't have to pay attention to the energy. We can fight the current today. We can get frustrated in our situations where obligations and responsibilities are maybe pulling our focus away from something that we would truly love to do instead of. Or we can embrace our path forward and saying, okay, so I need to remove this from my life so I can bring this in, or I'm going to bring this in and see what goes because of it. Let's get a mantra, shall we? So it's harder energy. I mean, squares, and Saturn and Uranus squaring doesn't make, squares are challenging times, but we would never grow. We would never learn. We would never reach for that golden ring if we didn't have challenges, if we didn't have the stresses, if we didn't have the obligations and the responsibilities that we take on, and understanding how to juggle, understanding what needs to be and what doesn't, understanding what suits you, your values, your belief system. Because remember, we started out with the 17, and that's making the impossible possible. So through the belief in yourself, stop worrying about all those little things. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Put those things on the back burner. Think about where you are going and what kind of habits and behaviors you want to bring in to your life going forward to guarantee that success, that abundance, that joy, that happiness. Archangel Gabriel, the messenger of creativity and hope. So today we're going to have hope. And creativity is all over the board on this, isn't it? So let's go to Gabriel. Gabriel speaks to you through your heart and soul. Gabriel, which means God is my strength, guides hopeful parents in fertility and child conception, giving them courage and strength. They are the angel of communication and the arts, inspiring and motivating you in your creative pursuit. Their presence offers enthusiasm, encouragement in the creative fields. Archangel Gabriel guides artists, authors, musicians, and dancers to reach their full potential and live their purpose. If you work with children, personally or professionally, you will find Gabriel by your side with loving guidance and support. And the mantra is, I follow the guidance of my heart. Now, you can't do that unless you believe in yourself, unless you know that you are worthy, right? To follow that guidance in your heart. That knowing what the next step is. That knowing that doing this will be a betterment. Oh my goodness. Oh, I hear Dylan. He's learned that whimpering gets some extras. So, he'll come up and he'll start whimpering at me. It's so sad because Milo took his bones. Now they're best of friends, so he could just go over and grab it from Milo. But he wants to make this big to-do about it, right? Like, oh, poor Dylan, he doesn't have a bone. Look at this, crystal clear. Yeah, clarity, aha moments, epiphanies. Pay attention to what comes into your path today. Oh, there's the cardinal again. Okay. So we will go to the hummingbird. Crystal clear. I love the colors in this card. Goals, positivity, happiness, hover, and clarity. As you become more clear about who you really are, you'll be better able to decide what is best for you the first time around. Hummingbird tells you that it is essential to have crystal clear, concrete goals before taking action. Write down what you want to achieve, your plans, your ultimate goal. You should be clear about your action steps in order to reach your goal. It is then you can see with clarity how you can reach your goal and become motivated in doing so. So how can you motivate yourself to stay on course, to stay in focus? A positive attitude is a prerequisite if you wish to live a fulfilled life. It's when you believe in yourself, when you set a vision and put wings to your dreams, that your life begins to move forward. Hummingbird is filled with magic and love and wants you to know that not everything is supposed to make sense. So stop worrying about the little stuff. Maybe it's not supposed to make sense. Maybe you're supposed to be in the dark about that, because that will actually push you forward. You will feel much happier, loved, and motivated if you allow yourself to focus on the good in your life and all around you rather than looking at all the bad. Hummingbirds can do what most birds can't. They hover. So take a lesson from their abilities and just hover over your issues before making a drastic decision. Find like-minded and positive people to engage with. This is a good way of motivating yourself. So find like-minded and positive people all the time. Know that Archangel Gabriel is listening to your prayers and your hopes and your dreams and your wishes and your wants, and allowing you to use your own intuitive creativity to go forward, to stand in your truth in some way and go forward. I didn't even mention, 1 plus 7 is an 8. That's integrity. So we don't want to take the shortcuts. We don't even want to look at the shortcuts. Where if it happens to go faster, that's great, but I'm in it for the long haul. So, let's enjoy the journey. Expect the miracles, I wanted to say. So I guess it's expect the miracles. But the aha moments, the epiphanies, the knowing how to go forward. Invite in habits, invite in behaviors to your daily routine. And go forward and seek your success. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.